Now, let's get into this. I know for a fact Friday, you were looking for Axl Rose, weren't you, Dave?
Yeah, I tried to find him somewhere, at PJ Carney's or
It's not called PJ Carney's, is it?
Oh, no. Clark's?
PJ Clark's.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple different bars that have PJs in the beginning.
Well, the one you were at was PJ Clark's, and you only went back there the other day because you had heard Axl hangs out there.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yes.
Now, how did that go? Did you find him?
No, it didn't go well. I couldn't find him.
Friday, you did the drinking contest, and
yes,
you disappointed us all. You threw up in 53 shots.
Right. I
Failed miserably.
I don't know what happened. Well, miserably, I mean, I was pretty darn close.
But you kept it together, right?
Yeah.
Not a problem here at the place after we left?
Not at the place. No, not at XM.
You sat here quietly and then left nicely?
I left nicely. Then after the show, after I left, I went to a bar.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I wasn't maybe nice then. I don't know. I think I was pretty normal.
Why? What are you saying?
What do you mean? I
didn't say anything. You're telling me you weren't nice. What did you do?
No. I mean, after the show, went to a bar with Bronx Johnny, and Bill was there. Bill the intern.
Do you think that's a good thing that you're hanging out with the interns after the show drinking?
Maybe not. Well, maybe not. They are of age.
Because you're their supervisor, right?
Why are you looking nervous?
I feel a little nervous right now.
Why do you feel nervous?
I don't know. Earl showed up too at 9 o'clock or so. That was kind of fun. So he was my supervisor.
All right. So what's your point? So everybody's just hanging out.
Yeah,
it was a nice time.
It was
nothing we need to worry about.
It was a nice time.
Nothing we need to worry about.
I don't think so.
Okay,
no.
Good.
Dave, you were a colossal embarrassment. I came there basically to bail you out because you were loud, drunk, obnoxious. Your pants were falling down.
Well, I don't
You were
have a
trying
belt.
to pick up some chick at a bar.
No.
You were a disaster. I got there within 5 minutes. I'm like, I want to get out of here. I was like, get the check. Let's get out of here. It was.
He drove you out? Earl, you couldn't stay there because of him?
I was there. I was literally there 5 minutes, and I wanted to be anywhere but there because he's singing Doors songs loudly and obnoxiously.
The jukebox is on.
I know but you're bad when we're in an Irish bar and people are getting upset.
Everybody
the drunks were getting upset. The drunk guy was singing too loud and too obnoxiously.
People in Irish bars sing Jim Morrison. That's just the way it goes. And if my pants were falling down, it's only because I don't have a belt.
Do you remember any of this at all, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, up till about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Yeah, sure, I do.
You remember how you got home?
Yeah, Subway.
Do you remember you tried to kiss me?
No, that didn't happen. That's not true.
No, you were screaming at the top of your lungs. Why won't you kiss me?
That's because I was just busting chops.
Why won't you kiss me?
I was just joking around. I just wanted to say, I'm a sociable person, when I drink, especially. And
here's Bronx Johnny.
Morning, boss.
Johnny, what happened the other night?
He was pretty well behaved till Earl actually got there. He called him a big black hunk of man or something to that extent. And that's no lie. Earl, you could ask Earl. He said something to that extent.
It was such a broke-back moment. He's like, Earl,
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I really mean, and just really loud. I love you, man. Come here, kiss me.
What happened after Earl got there? How was his behavior from that point on?
It just it escalated to a point of embarrassment, boss.
Dave was embarrassing?
A little bit, yeah.
What was he doing?
He was just like, hey, Earl, I love you. Why don't you say you love me? And I'm kind of like, dog, come on, man.
No, it was just loud and the whole bar.
And how was he after that point?
We had to actually drag him out of there. He was just out of it.
He had to be removed.
He kept going outside asking people if they knew what year Kennedy got assassinated. Then if they got the year right, he'd offer them $5.
it was a social experiment, and you'd be surprised how many people didn't know when
Dave,
he was assassinated.
This is the second week in a row.
The thing is, I thought Earl and I had a rough week, so I was just kind of expressing my.
So you don't see this as having a problem?
No, I think. I think perhaps I could have eaten a little something, and yes, it's possible that my behavior was, somewhat silly, but I don't think it was out of control by any stretch of the imagination.
Do you think? Would you imagine that I would be getting calls from a couple of young ladies about it?
Oh, no.
Inappropriate touching? Do you think that would come up? No, it didn't happen?
What, a hug? You can't hug people in America anymore?
Here's what I'm saying. All the people that you were with were friends of ours, right?
Yeah.
You find it somewhat embarrassing that all the people there felt they needed to check back in to say, is he alive? That was a fucking nightmare. I don't know if I can ever hang with him again because I felt like I was babysitting.
No, that's babysitting. I mean, that makes no sense. I was
That
having
you had left your wallet behind, your bag, your keys,
Your shirt.
your shirt. The shirt was off?
He had a T-shirt underneath, but he took his shirt off. I mean, he was, and I kept saying, "Pull up your pants," because
It was hot. I was hot. It was so they didn't have air conditioning. It was way too steamy.
Between me and you, do you find this a little embarrassing that 2 weeks in a row we get reports back that you can't handle your liquor? 2 weeks in a row you blacked out, bro.
No, well, it's a smidgen embarrassing, perhaps a smidgen. Yeah.
2 weeks in a row you blacked out.
Yeah, well, again, I chalk that up to maybe starting too early, and
So it's our fault. The whole thing
No,
of
no,
us
it's
saying
mine.
time and time again. Can you handle this? Can you handle this?
It was-
How was he here in the building after me and Fez left?
Oh, he was pretty okay, but
You wanted to keep him here, and what happened?
well, oh God, when we brought him back here, basically, I was trying to get some coffee in him just to kind of sober him up a little bit. He ends up running down the stairs and out into the street. We had to go running out and catching him.
So running through this building.
Yeah, he left. He took the
And
stairwell down the.
Johnny, you had to?
Yeah, it was me and Earl. We brought him up here, and he just broke. I wasn't running after him, though, so.
He broke away from the guys here in the building where you were supposed to keep it cool.
well, I thought I should maybe leave the building because the longer you stay in the offices, maybe something bad could happen professionally. So I thought, get out of there. And I'm the second producer to use the staircase and walk out.
What's he mean by that?
I have no
That
idea
was
what
an
that
Earl
means.
reference, I guess.
No, we're
but-
only focusing on you right
Okay,
now, Dave, and
all
the
right.
drinking.
Um,
And I remember last week you were saying, Mr. B, I'm one of those guys that can drink for 24 hours straight. Apparently, you couldn't pull it off for 6 hours.
yeah, well, that's true. Friday was a little crazier, I guess, than usual.
Chuck, you're on Run of Fez.
Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah.
I've heard all these stories before. They were coming from Lady Di.
Oh.
You are a less better-looking Lady Di, is where you are. You're a less attractive Lady Di.
That's hard to pull off.
Now, I also heard from people that you were trying to call me at my home, and they were pulling the phone out of your hand.
No, I mean, yeah, but that was perhaps, but that was way early in the night, and it was.
Why were they pulling the
wanted to-
phone out of your hand if it wasn't a problem?
I think it was overreaction. I mean, I wanted to say, Mr. B, the Yanks Mets are on soon.
You bother me at my home, drunk, on the weekend, I will show up. That was only right down the street from me, and I will beat you to death with a claw hammer.
Okay, well,
And that's your first step. Your first step is getting beat to death with a claw hammer.
all right, that won't happen then. I just wanted to give some heads up on the games.
Rich, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Dave, I used to be like you. I'd go out and get hammered with my friends. And you got to admit, you make an ass of yourself. But you can still have fun if you take it down a notch. What I do now, drink a beer, then a water. A beer, a water. Still get a good buzz on, still have a good time. You don't look like an idiot at the end of the night.
See, I have a urination problem, so that I can't do the beer water thing. Otherwise, I'm pissing all night long.
Oh, look who it is. It's our friend Frenchie. How you doing, Frenchie?
Hi guys, how are you?
Hey.
Hi, Frenchie.
I'm on my lunch break, but I was just hearing you talk about Dave,
Uh-huh.
and I was one of the people that pulled the phone out of his hand.
Frenchie, what kind of shape was he in that night?
Oh, he was a mess. I also had to catch him after he tried to get down the stairs. I was outside, and he tried to get down the stairs. And Earl and Johnny were in the elevator. I had to catch him.
Catch me
You don't remember any of this?
going down the steps?
You don't remember one
No,
bit
I
of
had
this?
to catch you when you started running outside.
Oh, right, yeah. Well,
Get you a cigarette.
she was just giving me a little bit of balance. I was I had twisted my ankle.
I wanna know the truth here, Frenchie, because he's apparently not facing. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much of a pain in the ass was he?
10.
And all joking aside, do you wish you weren't with him that night?
Well, yeah, but I mean, I was trying to spend time with somebody else, so I wasn't trying to look after a child. I already
You
had
ended
that.
up taking care of him.
Right.
You got a babysitting job.
Yeah, I know. I have a full-time mom job, and then I have a full-time babysitting job when I go out. Yeah, he was a pain in the ass.
How was I getting babysat?
Is that the way that you want the hot chicks to talk about you? He's a pain in the ass? And she's not the only one I heard from,
I
Dave.
didn't want him to hurt himself.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate your motherly instincts and whatnot. I feel like I was handling myself properly. I mean,
If
so
you
I like
remem-
to I like to sing a few songs from time to time.
All right, let me just say to everybody. Number one, I don't want you drinking with the interns. You shouldn't be doing that anyway. This is a place of work now.
Right.
Number two, Earl, Frenchie, all of his friends, leave him alone when he gets like that. He is on his own because he acts like everybody else lies. Instead of thanking these people who made sure you got in on the subway, you got your keys back, your wallet, you're acting like they're all making shit up, Dave.
No. I do thank them. I thank them for helping me out.
You basically called them all liars.
You also act like they shouldn't be. They should be enjoying it. Like, oh, you screaming at the top of your lungs in a bar is entertainment.
I enjoyed when he was standing on a booth and trying to sing it to his fork. That was pretty funny. Remember that, Dave?
Sure, LA Woman
Yeah.
was being played.
Bronx Johnny, let me ask this: if you hadn't gotten him out of PJ Clark's, would PJ Clark's have thrown him out eventually?
Somebody would. I was told like by 3 different people to get him away from them. So
People that we don't know.
People
yeah.
from the bar.
That was my offline. I still had to run security for him.
All right, here's another person calling on the phone. Here's Winnie Cooper. How you doing, Winnie?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Winnie.
Oh, Eastside David.
Yeah, hi. Hi, Winnie. What's
Hi,
up?
honey.
What's going on? That was a great night on Friday, wasn't it?
You know, you're so lucky that for some reason people want to take care of you. Because other people would be left in the gutter to deal with their issues, and your friends somehow clean up after you.
What exactly? I mean, I remember.
If you can't remember, don't you think that's kind of fucked up, Dave?
No, but that's the thing is that I do remember. Okay, there's some hazy moments from time
You
to time.
remember climbing scaffolding?
Why would you try to climb scaffolding?
Construction scaffolding?
I need to.
Well, Bronx Johnny was getting his wallet and his collar out of the PJs.
Look at Johnny's face. Johnny looks disgusted. He's the guy that's supposed to respect you, Dave, and look up to you.
Sorry, Johnny.
And he looks disgusted.
Well, Johnny, I appreciate your help, and Winnie, I appreciate.
Winnie, was there any inappropriate touching?
There's lots of inappropriate touching.
No.
Here's the thing, Dave. Everyone loves you, but when you drink too much, you get to be a problem. Like a real problem, and everyone has to solve that problem and apologize for you, and that's not cool.
Did I do a shot of hard alcohol that night?
Why does it matter what you were drinking?
No, I don't think
It's
you
a good
did
point,
either.
Dave.
We had to force you to eat.
No one's asking you how much you were drinking or to limit your drinking or anything else. If you were sober and acting like this, right?
Yeah.
It would still be bad.
Yeah, it would probably be very bad.
You weren't fun for these people.
That's my mistake then. If I wasn't.
And you are
fun.
so much fun in general. But then you hit that point where everyone's like, oh, no, here we go again. And you just shouldn't get to that point.
You really don't like being felt up in public at a restaurant?
Well, I'm not going to lie and say that I don't enjoy it sometimes. But
Now, what would West Side say about this, too, Dave?
You know, when Frenchie did it, it was cool.
It was Frenchie's terrible with
She's
women.
got her own addiction.
And I'm going to tell you right now, if Frenchie was a guy, she'd be arrested for the way she treats women.
Yeah, where was West Side, your girlfriend, during all this?
She was working on.
She works weekends.
on the weekends.
On the chef.
I think that.
Yeah, so instead Bronx Johnny had to be the cleanup guy.
By the way, did he call all you people to get you to show up? Was that it? Was Fun Bobby on the phones again?
No. When Dave drinks, also there's the other thing that, like, when he drinks, he calls you and yells at you. And he says, "Where are you? Why are you not hanging out with me?"
I don't.
That was definitely me.
Hanging out.
Well, here's a phone message that you called. And do you remember making this call, Dave?
I know I made a couple calls.
To who?
Well, if I made one to Ron, I'm assuming perhaps I made one to Fez. I know I made one to Danny. I made one to Earl.
You made several to me.
So.
What do we have lined up?
This is Danny's.
Danny's?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what you said there.
Yo, Danny, what's up? It's Dave. Eastside Dave, I guess, whatever the fucking name is. Motherfucker's name. Some bitch to call. Anyway, me, Bill, Bronx Johnny, Too Cute, Winnie Cooper, a.k.a. Tits McGee.
Oh.
We're drinking 57th to 7th. Fucking, I don't even know the name of this fucking place. Carney's or something like that.
Get with the car.
Go and see if you're around. All right, man.
You remember that, Dave? You feel proud of that call?
No, I'm not proud.
And you weren't at 57th and 7th anyway. You were 57th and 3rd, and it was Clark's, not Carney's. You're telling people, you're calling them to show up somewhere else. And why do you need Danny with you?
He had suggested maybe we could hang out, so I took him up on that.
Yes, by sending him to the wrong place. Carney's on 57th and 7th.
No, the worst part, he kept calling me, and like a dope, I kept answering the phone, and he was like, "Earl, when are you going to be here?" I'm like, "I will be there in a moment." "All right, I'll see you later." And then 2 minutes later, "Earl, when are you going to be here?"
Can't remember that he called you.
He forgets that he calls you, yeah. You get 5 messages, and each one is like, "Hey, haven't spoken to you in ages."
And you know when he doesn't like the name Tits McGee. Why bring that back up again?
I just wanted to make sure that Danny knew the right person was going to be there. You know, he might not have been familiar with the name Winnie Cooper, so Tits McGee.
Right. Don't act like there was logic involved.
There was not.
No
Yeah,
logic.
seriously.
Well, I'm trying to give you some insight into the way my drunken mind works, perhaps.
You have no idea. You had no idea how your drunken mind works.
Because you don't remember it.
One day maybe I'll get drunk and I'll write down in a journal and write like my thoughts, and then
When you're at home, please.
and
And then throw up all over it like you did in here on Friday. You brag about being able to drink. In my neighborhood, you would be called a non. A non-drinker, a non-partier, basically a non-man is how we met. And being called a non, that was the N-word in my neighborhood. You never wanted to be called a non. And that's what you are, my friend.
we all have off days, Mr. B, and I'm just going to chalk
Every
up.
week right now. The week before, the interns come in and find you asleep on a table in a restaurant in the village with nobody else around. And it was a gig.
Well, you said you weren't going to drink. You said you were going to stay completely sober at that gig because you had responsibilities. That's how bad your drinking is. You couldn't control it even when you knew you weren't supposed to drink. You couldn't stay away from that Satan.
Well, we all have our vices from time to time, and, you know, I'm a human being like the rest of us. I make mistakes, and I'm going to chalk up these past 2 weekends to lots of mistakes.
Well, that's very big of you to be able to forgive yourself. You're not sitting around trying to... When you see Johnny looking disgusted, you hear these young ladies, one of those who you physically assaulted and sexually assaulted.
A hug. I mean, something like that. I was greeting her hello.
I don't think it was a hug.
Yeah, a mouth on a breast is not a hug, Dave. It's a
I
fucking...
thought he was bad just kissing me all over my hair.
We don't hug with our tongues.
Your hair was close to my nose. How am I not going to smell
With
it?
your arm wrapped around my neck and your lips on it.
The booth was so tight. There was nowhere else to put my arm. I mean, you can't...
Johnny, let me ask you this. Yes, he had to lean across.
Yeah.
Why didn't you knock him out that night?
I didn't want to embarrass the show like any worse than he was doing, so I left it at that.
Were you tempted?
Yes, a couple of times.
And then there was this other girl that was leaving, and you were badgering her for her email address. And she's just trying to like very politely say no. And you're like, email address. Come on,
And I
give me
had
your
to
email
apologize
address.
to her afterwards.
And you guys didn't know her?
I didn't. No.
And you got pre-engaged on Friday, if you remember.
A promise ring was promised.
I mean,
Dave, this can't go on. You can't
Do you
drink with
remember
the
offering
interns
people
like this.
money?
okay.
For telling you what year JFK died?
Well, what the fuck? I mean, yeah, that was a social experiment. I couldn't believe.
What about when you're asking us our favorite movies, favorite actors, and then when we named them, you screamed at us about how wrong we were?
Or when you asked Earl to kiss you?
That didn't happen.
No, yeah, it did.
Yes, it did happen.
Why are you throwing out money? This is what I don't understand. I don't want to hear that, oh, I can't move into Manhattan while you're throwing out $5 bills.
Yeah,
But only if you got the right year of the assassination, so he's being selective.
63.
Well,
Dave
Fez,
at least picked up most of the tab.
if you were there,
Oh, you guys, wait a minute, you had to pick up the tab for him?
Well, we gave him money and we took his card from him because he was just trying to hand people money and stuff.
yeah, I paid for most of that bill, right?
Yeah,
with your credit card.
All right, so there we
With
go.
your credit
So
card.
they all had little fun. The whole big night was on me. There, that's fair. No?
We deserved.
All right, here's one more person who wants to
Oh.
chip in here. It's Bill the
This
intern.
can't be.
Hey, Bill.
everyone?
Hey, buddy.
What's going on? Hey, yeah. I enjoyed the Dave show, you know. It's just, actually, Dave wasn't even that bad this time compared to a few other times I've hung out with him.
Why, what else has he done in the past?
Almost got shot, almost got beat up
Almost got shot where?
at a place called Bar by this gangster in a teal suit.
Yeah, the guy was like a pimp. He was really arrogant, right, Bill?
Yeah, that was, you're lucky.
It's not my fault if this guy comes across as, I just watched some HBO special on pimps.
Did he pull the
And
gun
I'm-
out?
I didn't see the piece, but he was bragging he had one.
Yeah, something like that. It was a weird thing.
It was a
Like,
fucked up night.
I don't mind hanging with Dave and going through the ropes and doing all protecting him and stopping him because it's kind of funny, but, you know, sometimes it's a little hard to keep up
The
with
interns are not supposed to be protecting you and getting you from one place to the other like if they're in My Favorite Year. You're not fucking Errol Flynn. It doesn't work out that way.
I understand now.
Like it was when I was about to go home, I was like halfway to the train station, and Dave called. He's like he forgot his keys or he didn't know where they were. I actually went back to the bar and looked for him. I didn't find
Thanks,
him. I don't know
Billy.
if he had to find him.
I still don't know where the keys are, but luckily my landlord, Frank, wasn't bothered at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, my God.
Good job.
Luckily, Earl got you home.
I had to retrace my steps.
Why? What did we have to do to get him home?
It was like a nightmare. I had to walk him straight because he was knocking into telephone poles and parking meters. And Earl and Johnny basically had to walk him with me so he didn't get beat up all the way home. And then we handed him off to Earl to get on the subway.
You know, every time something comes up, he cocks his head like this is insanity being said around him.
Where's this coming from? Why, I never.
But I don't know how Dave is always surrounded by people who are willing to pick him up.
Oh, because they're interns
him out.
and they want to make it in this business?
I guess,
They
but
think this
eventually
fucking
you're gonna
redheaded
stop wanting
idiot
to
can
help.
help them? Hold on, here's Chris with a question for, hey Chris, you're on Fez.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey,
Yeah.
Chris.
I got a question. Is this an intervention?
No, you have to care about the person to have an intervention. This is more like a mocking. An intervention would mean that it mattered to the rest of us. But what everybody is telling you, Dave, you don't have to quit drinking, but you cannot use the interns anymore.
Okay.
Or the listeners.
I won't.
You have to find, or even other people from XM, because they don't want to get around. You've got to go with your other Jersey friends,
Okay.
or wherever you came with, and fall down and get shot at with them.
Not Jersey listeners.
Not Jersey listeners. People, so I'm going to ask you to turn over all these numbers that you have.
Oh, man. All right, I'll delete them on my cell phone. You're all getting deleted. And it hurts me so.
I hope I'm not even in there to begin with.
Is that Frenchie? No, I don't think you are.
Thank
so,
you.
So tough toenails.
Well, why now you act like you're angry with Frenchie?
No, I'm not
When
angry.
she walked you all around town the other night.
No, I genuinely am thankful for them taking care of me.
Yeah, I can tell.
I am. I'm being serious.
But this is all your, people that you called up and everything, everybody you considered friends, saying, hey, you're no fun to be with.
Well, I won't hang out with anybody then. On Friday nights, I'll be in my little apartment by myself, and I'll put on Indiana Jones and drink alone. That's what I'll do.
Out
Now,
a lot of fun.
I started out
If you
good.
could stay in that safe place, we would all have a better time. It goes too far, and it goes too far all the time.
Around, like, how many drinks would you say?
I have
Would you
no
know?
idea.
Now
You're
he
already
wants a
there.
limit.
You
Why would
already
anybody
had
care?
that place when I got
Seriously, why would anybody care
Well,
how
it
many
would-
drinks you have?
It would help me out. I mean, if there's a number, then it would help me out.
Because
I could tell 53 little shots of beer
there. Right.
that
Because-
you fucking couldn't handle.
He's saying it because he wants to be able to do this. Okay, when we go out, I will have no more than 12 drinks, and I promise.
It makes him the center of attention, and everybody else has to deal with him.
No, I'll do it quietly, very quietly.
Here's your friend Bobo. Hey, Bobo.
Hey, buddies.
Hey.
Hey, Dave.
Hi, Bobo. How are you?
Good. And I want you to know I love you.
Yes.
But the blacking out stuff repeatedly, that's like the central tenet of alcoholism.
Yeah.
You know, you have a great job. You're a great guy. You're in real danger.
I don't think so. I think all he really needs to do is line his floor of his apartment with plastic, drink, and then he can piss and shit himself there. Like a fucking animal in the zoo.
And the one thing I would say, Bobo, the one thing I would say is that I can be forgetful from time to time anyway. So how do I know that these things are alcohol induced? These little lapses of memory.
Because you're drinking excessively. There's also a phrase in AA. They say 1 is too many and 1,000 never enough. And you're definitely over drinking.
I think that he would rather think that he has a brain tumor than that he can't handle his booze anymore.
Well, and then his solution was, I won't hang out with my friends. I'll stay home and drink alone. Why not hang out with your friends and not drink?
It would be better for him to sit and drink alone.
I can't.
He'd rather do that. He'd rather give up everybody else in his life.
That's not true. I am on weeknights, nothing. Not a frosty beer or a beautiful glass of Merlot touches my lips. But on Friday night, I do have to blow off some steam, I feel like.
The eagle flies on Friday, huh?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a long week of shows. Sometimes, see, I'm under a little bit of stress.
What
with
stress are you under? Your puppet disappearing?
I take that seriously.
The fact that
everyone laugh it up.
Yeah.
Everyone, go ahead, Johnny.
Here's the stress that you're under. You can't come up with a bit with a fucking payoff.
The thing is, well, yes, and that is the stress, and until I get that, you know.
All right, I can understand wanting to drink on Friday, blow off steam, whatever. But why don't you know your limit? Why don't you know when the pressure cooker's gone off and the steam is out?
I think Bobo could answer that, but I won't let him right now. But that's where the answer lies.
Well, I think that the limit on Fridays should be no limit, but I understand.
You're a no-limit soldier.
That's exactly what I am.
We are
I'm
dealing with a no-limit soldier
That's who
right
I
now.
am. And I want this to be made clear.
Yeah.
If I upset anyone, I do apologize. And, you know, I'm just going to stay home on Friday nights and have
Dave.
40 Budweisers.
Dave.
And
nobody
fucking
takes
watch
it
Braveheart by myself.
Go ahead, Wendy.
Nobody wants to stop being your friend, and nobody takes it personally. It's just that it's hard to go out and have a good time when you know at the end of the night you're responsible for someone who has no control over what's going on around
I
it.
fall down sometimes at the end.
And occasionally you stick your thumb in people's asses. You can understand that that's a little bit of a problem.
It's slipped. I have bad elbow.
But the answer is not to give up your friends. It's just to know your limits.
I suggest hang out with me on Tuesdays and Wednesdays when I'm very delightful.
Well, you don't want to go out then. You head on home. You never want to go out and do things because you're not drunk. You only go out when you're drunk.
I mean, I like to see a movie or go bowling.
You never do during the week. You're lying right now.
I haven't, Ron.
Yes,
but
that's true. That's what I'm saying. I'm going by history.
But what I'm saying is,
then you are a limited soldier. All you want to do is go home, watch TV, and go to bed.
But what I'm saying is, I know. But if someone was to say, Dave, would you like to go out bowling on a Tuesday or Wednesday? I'd be the first one there with my bowling shoes on.
And you would be at the bar.
No, let me say, because you came in here timid. Did you know? Because I talked to you Saturday, and you're like, "Oh, Earl finally came out. I guess because chicks were around." You're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we had a great time."
good.
Blah blah. You didn't tell me any of this
Yeah.
shit. But then when you came in here and people were around, you looked like a fucking nervous wreck.
I was
because you knew you were going to get busted.
I heard some mumblings.
Who'd you hear from?
In the thing, there was just well, for instance, Bill tipped me off on Sunday night, not like in a bad way. He just said, Dave, are you okay? Are you sure you're all right? From Friday. And I thought, well, then if Bill's checking on me, maybe I wasn't as calm and relaxed as I had thought. And then Johnny.
So you really, up to this point, you thought you had kept it together.
Yeah.
Then you saw the friends from work and you found out you didn't.
Yeah,
so that's a fucking major blackout, bro. Just so you know and could once look at yourself, that's a major blackout when you went 2 days feeling okay about yourself and others had to bring it up.
Yeah, the remorse comes in on Monday?
And telling Ronnie about everybody that was there.
Oh, yeah, he's telling me all his gossip. Oh, guess who Bronx Johnny was with? Oh, guess who Winnie Cooper was with? I'm hearing all this like he's Fezzy Cynthia Adams just sitting there like a fly on the wall writing down notes when all these people are using you as the fucking gossip fodder.
You mother fuckers over there. No, I was just keeping Mr. B abreast of the party on Friday that we had, and I didn't think you would all turn me in.
You forgot to tell me your pants were down and you were screaming at people.
Oh, his pants were down too at one point. I had to pull them up.
I lost my belt, Fez. What am I supposed to do without my belt? I lost it.
Well, first, one thing, put a little bass in your voice before you talk to my partner.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that right now.
Stop climbing scaffolding with your pants halfway down your
We've
ankles.
had two people on this show lose their pants.
All right.
Billy and Eastside Dave.
One already went into rehab and is doing well.
Yeah, what's the other common denominator? Extreme weight loss? No.
I've dropped about 5 pounds, to be serious with you.
The average drinker goes their whole life without ever having a blackout.
That's impossible, Bobo.
That's absolutely true.
That seems crazy to me. That someone.
Well, it does, but that says a lot about
crazy to me.
It seems crazy to me because I blacked out all the time.
I black out all the time.
Yeah, well, we're all alcoholics.
Well, maybe for a while I'll cut back.
No, you won't.
Why lie?
All right.
We're not your mom. We don't give a fuck.
Fine. Then I'm going to still get a hammer on fries, but I guarantee you my behavior will be better.
I guarantee you this. You won't be with the interns anymore.
I
That
guarantee
can't fucking
you that.
happen.
That will not
I
happen.
guarantee you that. That
You
will
won't be
not
with
happen.
Fetchy either.
And I guarantee you that I will stay away from, some of our friends for a while, because I
You
don't
can't
wanna
come out to the bar nights when we do them anymore.
No, I have to come out to those.
No,
I
you're-
love them so.
You're here.
Yes,
cutting
you
up-
love them so because there's booze for you.
Yeah,
Please.
you're gonna work, but you're gonna be here cutting up best ofs doing Earl's production.
Nice, Fezzy.
Yeah. Oh, you'll be working the gigs from headquarters.
HQ.
I gotta go. My lunch is almost
All right,
over,
bye,
guys.
honey.
All right.
Guys, I love you, Dave.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Love you,
guys.
Frenchie.
All right, I'll go too. But Dave, the answer is
Winnie,
to learn your limits. Okay, baby.
I'll try to learn my
He's
limits.
a no-limit soldier. There's no stopping him.
You know what I'm going to do is I see a lot of people, they wear a rubber band to remind them things. And next
You know who
time
does that? Kid touchers. That's what fucking guys who take their dicks out in front of kids do. They're the only ones who do. And then they snap it every time they want to take their cock out of their pants. That's where you are right now.
And every intern is now ordered to report to me if he's drinking with you guys.
Oh,
or tries
good one.
to.
Bill?
Every intern, I want to hear if he even suggests it.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. This is a big zero for Team Watley.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah.
I got to get a new team.
Yeah.
Oh, no. No.
And, Friday when you were doing the power hour, after the show, I'm going, man, I would love to start drinking again because I gave it up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm totally back the other way again. Drinking disgusts me
Just
again.
go back to eating pills where you can monitor a little better.
True.
All right, Bill, we'll talk to you later, buddy.
Okay, see
Thanks
you guys.
for taking care of him.
Thanks, Bill.
Winnie, we'll talk to you later.
All right, bye, honey.
All right, sorry with all the
Bye.
problems.
That's okay. Bye-bye.
That was brutal.
Well, it's not over, Dave.
Hot under the collar over here.
It's not over.
What do you mean?
It's going to go on and on.
I will not be drinking with interns or those three ladies anymore. And you noticed that Too Cute didn't call up. I think.
You think what? Go ahead, tell me. I want to hear your story.
No, I was going to say, I think then she could possibly be one of my alibis, maybe.
Do you think so? How about let's bet?
How much? $5?
1,000.
No, I'm not going to bet $1,000. $20 maybe.
So the only reason why you're using that is because you haven't talked to her, right?
I haven't, no.
All right.
Interesting.
I'll tell you this, Dave. You're a spinner. You are a spinner the way you tried to spin in and out of that.
No, I mean, I recognize there were some problems there. And the intern situation, the chick situation, that's gone. That's vamoose.
The most obnoxious thing to me about it is you think everyone enjoys your drunken antics. That all those girls find you endearing.
No, I thought we were all having a good time. See, there is a difference. I'm not trying to take the spotlight. I think we all have spotlights on each other. Maybe what goes through my mind is that we're all singing The Doors and stuff like that. So
no,
I think
just you.
Yeah,
and you think that the girls think it's cute, and you think that the interns think it's something to look up to. That's the most obnoxious part of it to me.
Well, I would never say they should.
You think you're over with these people.
One of the ladies says she thought she was going to be spending the night with the very cool Bronx Johnny, and they ended up babysitting.
Well, for that, Johnny, I do apologize then.
Craig, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey, buddy.
Dave, man, you're definitely you're what I was like 15 years ago. I've been in recovery for 15 years. I woke up so many mornings not knowing where I was, what I had done. And, you're just absolutely in denial right now, man. And, you need some serious help.
I mean, but if you don't deny, that's what they say about denial. If you don't deny it, then you're in denial. And if you deny it, you're in denial. It's always denial. I just feel like, come on. If you drink on
You're
Fridays,
not even in denial. You didn't even know what fucking happened. That's the fucking thing. Your denial is you had no idea this night took place until you came in, until Bill checked on you Sunday, and then
true.
Bronx Johnny giggled at you today when you came in.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So you had no fucking idea.
No, I was a little clueless about that. I guess that could be a problem. I don't know. Yeah.
You think?
Possibly.
You don't even know what other fucking humans think of you? People that you actually like? People that you've called on the phone and invited out? What they all told you today they think of you?
I have no problem with Dave behave because I deal with junks on a daily basis. What pissed me off is he's calling people telling them about my business, which I don't really appreciate.
Well, you knock him out, Johnny.
What did I
knock
say?
him the
I didn't
fuck
say
out.
anything about your business. I mentioned who was at
There was no
party.
need to. Why didn't you mention you were drunk off your ass?
That's true.
I mentioned everyone. I mentioned everybody who was there. Everybody. Every single person.
But you didn't mention how you were behaving.
I didn't,
That was
because I
key
didn't think
point.
I was
You
doing
left it
anything
out.
wrong. I didn't think I was doing anything bad.
Hey, Too Cute, how are you, darling?
I'm okay.
Hey.
Too cute.
Hey.
My alibi, please.
Oh, you're out.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. I actually didn't go to this party on Friday night, but I did meet up with the guys earlier.
No, that's what I'm saying. But by party, that's what I mean.
Uh-huh.
Hangouts. Yeah, at the bar. That's what I meant by party, not party.
Okay. Well, no, I mean, Dave called me up at work, maybe 5:45, and he was already like 3 sheets to the wind at that point.
He's already pretty blasted, huh?
Oh, yeah,
The marathon man, Ronnie.
They invited me over, and I was like, where? He's like, oh, I'm here. I'm here at this place. Here, where? Where? It's 7th. Where? So I did finally show up, and I just remember him taking my iPod, and he was listening to the Unicorn song. He's doing all these little hand motions in the bar. Everybody at the bar was staring at him.
I figured. Oh,
This is your alibi?
That wasn't a great alibi. Too cute. If I ever get murder or on trial for murder. Yeah, well, that's such a pleasant song. It was an Irish bar, the green alligators.
It's an iPod. Not everybody's fucking sitting there listening.
Oh, that's true. If we could have hooked up to the jukebox.
What did you do after that? Read where this sidewalk ends to everybody? Children's stuff you're doing.
I figure it's like Irish stuff. I mean, I love that song with the hand gestures and everything like that.
Yeah, so...
This is probably a bad judgment.
So you ended up taking off? Too cute?
What's that?
You left?
Oh, I left. Oh, yeah, I was only there for maybe an hour.
You couldn't hang out in that nightmare, right?
Yeah, 3 drinks, and I was just embarrassed, so I had to go.
All right, this is all the beautiful women that feel close enough to you that they'd want to show up when you called them, and here she is. She had to leave.
Was it because of me that she had to leave?
I was a little embarrassed.
What did you get, Dave?
I thought she had somewhere to. You told me you had somewhere to go.
No, she was embarrassed because she didn't know the words to the Unicorn song and couldn't join in.
You said you had somewhere to be.
I had nowhere to be.
Oh.
It was Friday night. Come on.
Anywhere but where you were was the place to be, Eastside
The
Dave.
funny thing is, Dave, all these people are partying. They all wanted to go out and party that night. But it's 6 o'clock at night, and you were screaming wild.
Yeah. All right. I'm seeing now that maybe my behavior was airline.
You think so?
Well, when my alibi calls in and grills me.
I'm sorry, Dave. I can't lie.
All right.
And where's that $1,000 you owe me?
$20. I have
$20?
I have in my wallet.
Are you sure you even have a wallet?
I do.
You wouldn't if it wasn't Johnny running back for it.
Actually, it was Bill.
Did you ever get your keys back?
No, my landlord gave me new keys. Cost him $1 each.
What did he say when you woke him up in the middle of the night?
Well, he was pissed, but what happened was he was more pissed the next day at 11 o'clock in the morning when he woke me up to give me the spare keys. And he said, Dave, now also clean all this shit out outside. And apparently I had gone through my book bag, and I had like toothpaste and random Pez dispensers and a pornographic magazine. They were all littered outside on the front stoop.
And you still thought you did pretty well over the weekend. That still wasn't like a warning sign that maybe you were out of control.
No, I kind of thought I just had lost my keys, and I remembered that part, which is weird because I remembered, waking up my landlord. So you would think if you're gonna.
How did you wake him up? Singing the Unicorn song or some other ditty by Shel Silverstein?
I just rang his doorbell.
So you could end up also getting evicted.
Let's hope.
Which would be hysterical.
I know that they're not fans of me. I definitely know that.
All right, 2Q. Thanks, honey.
You're okay. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, you win some, you lose some.
Friends, you mean?
Nights, friends. I definitely lost that night was a bad one. I'm gonna take responsibility for that, and the night before that, and probably the weekend at Solaire's house was probably bad. So
you've been on a losing streak.
I'm sort of.
You're the fucking Devil Rays right now. The Devil Rays are drinking.
I'm not playing good baseball.
Earl, you're loving this, aren't you?
I'm not loving. It's more sad than funny because you're just trying to explain what's going on, and I mean, like Friday night, I was just like, let me get him home, and he was just so drunk and so belligerent and so uncooperative. I was mortified. I walked in, and the second I saw him, I went, why did I come here? Why did I even bother to come here? And I'm like, and I think Frenchie had even ordered food. I just like wolf it down, get the check. I want to get him out of here. I could not get him out of there.
Had 2Q already left before you showed up?
Yeah, she was already gone.
So he's that drunk.
Yeah, she had left definitely before Earl got there.
And I like that Clark's place too. Now I don't feel like walking in there for a lunch.
You're going to be remembered as the guy who unleashed Dave on them.
Yeah, and that was the other part. I was just, and I think Frenchie had asked me, he's like, why are you so anxious to get him out of here? I was like, we like going here. We know people here.
I know, you met that beautiful baby down there who wants to hook up with you, Earl.
It's just sort of like, and again, I was just trying to spare any more embarrassment than Dave was already giving to everyone in the room.
Well, I'm gonna turn it around. That's truth.
Start drinking alone at your house?
That's the way.
I'm just going to keep it quiet for a while. Yeah.
Dave, have you even thought about going on the wagon?
Oh, I do. Every single week. Sundays through Thursdays. And
then you can't handle your booze on the weekend.
And then on Friday night, I am a horrible animal. It's probably, yeah, I mean, maybe if I had like a beer on Wednesday, I wouldn't need to go out.
Yeah, I read that in a lot of books. Scientifically, they say it's better if you drink on Wednesday. That'll help your weekend.
No,
drinking.
I mean like one beer or something like that.
Mhm, yeah,
or
just
two.
one.
Yeah.
Be perfect for you.
That'll work.
Yeah, just follow that system. It works so often for drunks.
Because Restraint is
yeah.
your middle name. David Restraint McDonald.
Well, see, that's true. That's why I don't even have a beer Sunday nights through
Because you're a
Thursdays.
non-drinking motherfucker. That's what you are. You are a non, my friend. A non.
Oh, man. Well,
when chicks tell you you can't drink, that's the fucking low point for me.
They're carrying you home.
Well, remember, I did have a head start on them. You know, I had a head start on them on Friday.
Did you borrow any tampons from them? Because you fucking drink like a broad.
But isn't that like your warning sign that you had already started?
The fucking warning sign for alcoholism is being born with red hair. Right away. Right away. That's the fucking first sign.
The
Freckles.
I just try and mimic sometimes my hero W. Axl Rose, you know, who we were talking about
Got beat up
earlier.
the other night by a fucking a ladies' handbag designer.
So you can see, redheads, sometimes we have off nights. Tommy Hilfiger.
Neil, you're on Run of Fez.
Yeah, Dave just needs to decide whether he wants to be an amateur or a pro. Pros can get drunk or drink a beer on a Tuesday night in May. Amateurs have to wait for Friday, Saturday night, and major holidays.
Yeah,
You
the
make that
reason why
decision whether you can be amateur.
he's waiting for Fridays and Saturdays is that he knows he can't fucking drink, and that if you drank during the week, it would fuck up your job. You know that, right?
Yeah,
because you can't do it.
I mean, I think I would wake up at, noon or 1 o'clock.
Right.
So that's why it's not even an option for me. I mean, it's not even in the realm of possibilities. I sleep a minimum till noon when I do indulge. So there goes that. I can't drink during the week. That's out the window.
Right.
And then
It's all or nothing.
And
You're
then-
either going to drink until you're fucking an idiot pissing yourself,
right,
or you just stay away from it.
Yeah, and then on Friday nights, I just go rip roaring loose, like it's the 1920s.
No, they could drink in the 1920s.
Oh,
they were fucking men back then. There's always been people that could drink. There's always people that can't.
Do you have these rip-roaring nights when your chick's around?
Oh, man, I just looked up and saw that horse fucking pull up lame again.
Oh,
jeez. Look at the jockey crying. When he started doing that with his leg, Fez, I felt like a little kid. I can't stand a broken leg on a horse. I would have shot him right there if I was a jockey. I wouldn't have been able to stand his pain.
That's why they don't give jockeys side pieces.
Say a prayer.
Well, it doesn't matter to us, Dave. Just so you know, it doesn't matter to us.
No, I apologize to everybody.
Well, it's got nothing to do with me and Fez.
Well, I will say to you and Fez, but then I'll say Bronx Johnny, Bill the Intern, Earl, Frenchie, Too Cute, and Winnie Cooper.
Danny.
And whoever
the
else
bar,
you probably called.
The entire bar. Yeah, I called a lot of people. So to all those people in my cell phone, essentially, I'll apologize to you right now.
We're going to have to get rid of your cell phone, too, on the weekends.
I think it really is more of a problem than a good thing. Yeah, during the weekends,
Marge Schott used to have that problem.
Right, yeah.
I actually know a guy who would take this big masking tape and fucking tie his phone up. When he started drinking, he would put it all around his phone so that it would take him forever to get to it, because when he got drunk, he would call up people and tell them what he thought of them. Like, he would hold on to things during the week, and then when he got drunk, he would fucking call them on the weekend and start screaming at them. So instead of quitting drinking, like Dave, he had to make up a system. As he's sober, he's sitting there with his phone, just tying it all up so he can't do this anymore.
That's a good system. I'm going to take that.
Nick, you're on Run of Fez.
It's Eric, actually, but hey, buddies, I have to agree with Dave, man. I drink the same way. It's all or nothing, but it's time to grow up, Dave. I mean, I'm 26, and I realize it's caused a lot of fucking problems and headaches, dude.
All right.
I will say this. You know how, like, when you have been out with people and they say, like, when you go, oh, let me get you another drink, and they go, no, I've had enough.
Yeah.
I've never once done that in my life.
I've never done that.
Nor do I
Well, that person's
understand
a pussy.
people who do.
None.
It is just a mystery to me.
It's impossible.
Just a mystery.
It's totally insane. I can't even fathom someone drinking 2, glasses of wine. Why not just drink the whole bottle? It tastes so good.
Well, because they'll end up like you, and they don't want to do that. And they have restraint. And that's not to say anything. It's just a different lifestyle. They obviously don't have the same gene that you have, and I have, and, a lot of people that we've talked to. Mm-hmm. Hey, Andrew, you're on Run of Fuzz.
Hey, I just want to know, Dave, that you're just a huge embarrassment right now to the show. I mean, if you're going to drink in moderation. Don't be an idiot.
Okay. Well, that's a different viewpoint, Andrew.
What are you trying to intellectually handle this?
Could be the right one.
Well, I used to be a heavy drinker as well. I stopped drinking heavy when I turned 21 and actually had to grow up and get a life.
I have a life. I mean, I have my own swell apartment. I've got a job. I get to work every day, very prompt and early. And then on Fridays, I got to loosen up the collar a little bit.
What happens on Saturday? It's
the most American thing you can do. On Saturdays, sometimes I drink. But actually, Ron, a lot of times I don't drink on Saturday.
What happened this Saturday?
I didn't drink on this Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't.
Because you were hungover all day?
That had part of the reason, but actually...
Were you hungover bad Saturday?
Yeah, but Saturday during, the morning till mid-afternoon, but by about 5 o'clock, I was totally fine.
What time did you come to on Saturday?
What time did I wake up?
Yeah.
Oh, noon, 1 o'clock. And then, I had a pounding headache, and I ordered a pizza and 6 Advils. And,
the pizza guy brought you Advil?
Yeah.
You don't see any of this as a problem. Damn. It never occurred to you that a normal person doesn't ask the pizza guy to stop for Advil.
And he was like, okay, let me get this order correct. You want a large pizza, 3 Sprites, and 6 Advil? Like, yes. Could you make that happen? Like, okay, well, you're a good customer. You always order every Saturday. I always order from them every Saturday. So they got me the 6 Advil. Great place. Gave them a $4 tip. But maybe that's, not something I should do. I should buy my own bottle of Advil, perhaps.
Or
cut down on drinking.
So that you're not so hung over, you need to add Advil as a topping on your fucking pizza.
Can I get that with pepperoni and Advil, please? What?
Did you say anchovy?
What? Hey, Ray, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, Ronnie. Hey,
Yeah.
Fez.
But
Hey, Dave. Suck it up, man. You're a partier. People
All right.
go out with me, they expect shit to go down. Get drunk, get stupid. You got every fucking right to.
Thank you,
Everybody
Ray.
knows what they're getting into when they go out with you. It's no secret. These girls know you're going to grab their ass and you're going to try and give them a kiss. These guys know you're going to make an ass of yourself and you're going to embarrass them. If they can't take it, maybe they need to party with somebody else. You don't need to apologize for being a fucking animal.
Thank you, Ray. Where's Ray from? Because he sounds like an American to me.
Montana.
America, baby, Ray. Me and you.
Hey, don't get me wrong, Eastside, you annoy the fuck out of me when you're on the radio, but I can't stand to hear a fellow partier getting his chops busted. Ronnie, Fez, I love you guys, man. Your show's great, but cut the boy some slack. He's off duty. That's what interns are for. Beating the shit out of them, getting them drunk. Come on.
It's not what my interns are for, and I'm fucking telling you fucking straight there. And I ain't telling the guy not to drink. I wouldn't tell anybody not to drink, not to do dope, not to do whatever. But you can't fucking use the XM interns to take care of you.
No,
and
that's
really,
not
the fact of the matter is, you shouldn't use the Ron and Fez listeners for that either.
No, that's
I mean,
not gonna happen anymore.
You don't call one person who doesn't listen to the show. There wasn't any friend that you could call that doesn't have a connection with us?
Well, see, most of my friends are back in Jersey, so that's the problem, And then most of the people I know...
Is that where you'd be happier?
No. I love the big city. I love the Big Apple.
Where you could just run loose in Jersey?
Nah, I love it right up here, Rocking and rolling in the city that don't sleep. But I will say this, I don't have many people. In fact, I don't think I have any friends who live in the city that aren't Ron Fez people. I mean, and keep in mind of some of these people I was friends with before I started working with the show.
It might be easier for you if you stop working with the show and just go back to that.
No, I'm not saying that.
Here's Chris from Ron Fez.
Hey, buddies, how you doing?
Yeah.
The really only advice I can give him is that I was probably worse than he was, and the only thing that straightens you out is the right woman. Otherwise, there's really no reason to stop.
Okay, well, I got a good chick, She,
Yeah. Yeah, well, she's not the right one if you're not willing to stop drinking for her, because if she threatens it, that's when the drinking stops. Otherwise, I'd be out there having my blackouts like I used to do, waking up and throw up on your shoes. Same old way, man. But with the right woman, you'll stop. Otherwise, keep on partying until you find the right one.
All right, see you later, man.
She doesn't want me to stop, or she's never asked me to.
She loves it, huh?
I think she likes the bad boy style. Maybe not, though. That could just be in my head as well.
You know, if by bad boy you mean a roughhouser, maybe, but a bad boy, a guy who pisses himself, that's a child. That's not a bad boy. That's a bad baby. That's where you are right now. I mean, as a bad boy, you've got to ask an immigrant to fucking pick up some Advil for you with your pizza because you can't help yourself. That's not bad.
You are extreme, my friend.
That's
All right.
pathetic.
All right, well then, let me just take that. Maybe she has a sort of mothering quality, because I am perhaps sometimes a large child. Yeah.
Ronnie, did you hear about Team Extreme singing the Unicorn song at the Irish bar?
That song is so great. I mean, I just don't understand why anyone wouldn't want to sing it.
You are in our faces.
Well, I mean, it's not my fault that we live in right now an ultra conservative society where people can't enjoy themselves for a fucking sing along. I'm trying to sing the Unicorn song. Well, let's have some fun.
The only people that we heard from, because I don't know any of those folks, are the friends of ours who are anything but conservative.
Well, that's
3 bi chicks just said you're out of your fucking mind.
Well,
that's not exactly having the fucking religious right scream at you. All right, we got to take a break. Dave, you're always good for a beatdown. I'll give you that much. You're always good for a beatdown.
That thing on Friday that happened won't happen again. That's the fucking straight truth.
I'm thinking about this. Having Johnny go towel your bloody nose, stitch you back up, bring you back in here, and I'll headbutt you again. That's, to me, it's all just fun. If it ain't one scab I can pick, it's another.
That's it for Friday night.
What do I fucking care? Seriously. Don't get it in your fucking pea brain that somehow I'm tossing and turning on whether you're a drunk or not. It doesn't matter to me.
I'm trying to say that out loud also for myself.
Again, say it out loud in your fucking room.
Okay.
Doesn't matter to me. We'll be right back. Run a fest.